Hello and welcome to the Money Marketing Podcast, and welcome to this special series of weekend essay podcasts. Join us as we delve into the personal narratives of our editorial team, exploring the intersection of life experiences and financial advice. From triumphs to setbacks, each episode offers a candid glimpse into the journeys that shape our perspectives on money management. Get ready to uncover the human side of finance as we share our stories, insights, and lessons learned along the way. Welcome to the Weekend Essays on the Money Marketing Podcast.
I've only ever had one long-term relationship, and I was always adamant that we should keep our finances separate. It wasn't that I was willing us to break up, or even thinking we would. It was just that separate finances made me feel more comfortable. Despite not exactly being careful with my spending, I am still pretty obsessive about my finances. I like to know exactly how much I have in my account nearly all of the time. This doesn't stop me overspending, but at least I know by how much. I check my bank account to make sure I'm not paying for any subscriptions I'm not using. I often look at my pension to see how it's performing, even though I'm perfectly aware that its performance will go up and down. And whenever I renew my car insurance, I make sure I find the best deal possible. I was interested to receive a survey recently carried out by savings brand Ford Money, revealing the biggest financial red flags that can derail a date or a budding relationship. I thought it would be fun to compare the list with my money habits and see how many financial red flags I have. I'm not actively seeking a relationship right now, but it might come in handy in future, perhaps. So the biggest financial red flag, according to Ford Money's research, is borrowing money and not paying it back, which was cited by 34% of those surveyed. Okay, well, I always pay back money I borrow from people as soon as it's viable, so I don't have that one. This red flag was followed by boasting about having money, which was considered highly unattractive by 25%. I don't do that. I boast about many other things, but not money. Ford Money also found potential suitors are unlikely to secure a second date if they have a bad credit rating. This was cited by 22% of participants. I have a good credit rating, close to excellent. Having your card declined on a date was cited as a red flag by 21% of respondents, and this has never happened to me, and I have backup cards anyway. I'm not sure if this happened to someone else on a date with me. I'd find it unattractive, just rather unfortunate. Prioritising luxury items over savings was a red flag for 20% of respondents. Maybe I do this. I suppose it depends on whether you consider a holiday to be an item. Meanwhile, 12% of respondents indicated that refusing to tip was a major red flag. I do tip if I think the service justifies it, but I don't agree with tipping for poor service. Other red flags highlighted in the survey were, you don't pay your way 50-50. I insist on paying half. You spend your cash as soon as you get paid, something I'm definitely guilty of. You over-rely on buy now, pay later. I don't use BNPL because I don't like it, but I do use credit cards, which I guess is pretty much the same thing. You refuse to open bank letters, letting them pile up. No, I open them and file them in my elaborate filing system because I hate spare paper. You hide shopping bags from your other half. Well, I don't have another half, but if I did, I certainly wouldn't be hiding shopping bags, and I don't tend to buy that many things anyway. I do have some financial red flags of my own. It may surprise you to know that I don't like it when a man insists on paying for my food or drink. I used to when I was a student, with no money and a penchant for venison and Chateauneuf de Pape, but now I find it slightly patronising. Offering is fine, it's the insisting bit that's the red flag for me. Another one is paying for things like subscriptions if you're not using them, having credit card debt that's on a high-interest credit card, and thinking you don't need a pension. Expecting to have things bought for you is another big turn-off. I also agree that boasting about how much money you have is a red flag. If you feel the need to brag about what you have, you're either poor and full of it or rich and insecure. Most of this I say in jest, of course, and Ford Money's survey was just a bit of light-hearted banter. But it does emphasise some important points about how money can affect relationships. A few weeks ago, my colleague Kim wrote a weekend essay based on a Reddit post she'd seen about a man in his 60s who thought his wife had been contributing into her defined benefit pension scheme. But it turned out she'd opted out years ago, assuming they could just rely on his pot, and was instead using the money as her fun money. Kim's point was that financial transparency and professional advice are crucial for building a secure future, both individually and as a couple. Ford Money's survey found 14% of respondents find it difficult to talk to their partner about money, while 17% admit they hate discussing financial matters altogether. But being open and transparent is important. I'm not suggesting leading with it on a first date, but talking about financial matters early on will likely help further down the line. When my ex and I broke up, we didn't have the tangled web of finances that many couples who break up or divorce find they have to unpick. It's probably not front of your mind when you're breaking up, but it certainly helps. Ford Money Chief Deposits Officer Will Davis says managing money remains a major challenge for younger generations today, especially considering the ongoing cost of living crisis. He says many young people genuinely want to get to grips with their finances and start saving. They just need a bit of guidance on where to start. Financial advisors, down to you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of our weekend essay series. We do hope that you enjoyed it. Please do keep up to date with all our new releases via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts from. You can also keep up to date with all our new content published on the Money Marketing website, as well as our print edition Money Marketing magazine, so make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. See you next time.